So then the women are the ones, back in the day, the women, their role was to put the teepee up. It was up to them to put the hides together, to sew them together, and to put up the teepee. That was the woman's role. The woman's role was also to do the teaching of the children, to be the partner for the husband, and women were held in really, really high regard, especially the grandmothers. The grandmothers were the ones that were, they would call them the bosses, because if the men had the chief, the head of the community, the teepee village, if they were going to go out on, say, a hunting trip, or they were going out to war, or they were going out to scout for new land, and that whatever decision they made, they would always bring it to the woman, the elderly women, the grandmothers of the community. And the grandmothers, if they felt, because they were visionaries, they can see and know what's going to happen in the future. So then the men would bring this idea to the women, the grandmothers in the community. The grandmothers would either say yay or nay. They'll decide if they should go out on this hunting excursion or whatever. The girls were always taught by the women and the aunties and the grandmothers, always the girls. And the women, the grandmother or the auntie would take the young girl who was just going to go on their moon time for the first time. They would do rites of passage ceremony with that young girl. Usually it was not the mother, it was the aunties or the grandmothers that did that ceremony. And what they would do is they would take her to a separate teepee, and the young girl would learn all the different things that womanhood had to bring to her. She would learn how to sew. She would learn how to cook. She would learn how to clean. She would learn how to put up the teepee. So she had to learn that. Now the boys, when they're born from 0 to 7, the women trained the boys, and that was to teach them these values, to teach them about love, about compassion, cleanliness, and all that, to nurture and teach that young boy how to feel. So then from 7 to actually, I believe that the women had them till 11 years old. When they turned 11 years old, and they would go on their rites of passage at 12, then it would be the uncles and the grandfathers that would take that young boy out on his rites of passage ceremony, and it's usually a vision quest.